I'll ask you again. Give me my skill boxes. No. For the last time, where are the SBs, nigga? You'll never get them!
As we all know, skill boxes have become a legendary myth within typesoul now. These things are damn near impossible to reliably grind for, more rare than a working function within this game. So because I want to help y'all out with being poor and everything, today we'll quickly go over the best ways to get skill boxes in typesoul as of right now. These methods have been studied by the best professors within Hueco Mundo, so you can trust this guide. By the end of this video, you'll go from living in Section 8 housing to 4-story mansions within Karakura Town, all off of skill boxes. Now let's get into it. First up, we have ranked. I'm gonna tell you right now, ranked is a fucking scam. I have climbed all the way to 1300 elo. I've gotten so many different weapons and essences that I don't know what to do with them anymore, and yet I've only got one skill box this entire time. It feels like no matter how high I climb, getting skill boxes is more rare than any other drop I've gotten this far. Maybe this is just like a me issue, maybe I'm just getting incredibly unlucky, maybe my account is being targeted by developers and I've been banished from obtaining skill boxes, but from my perspective, I think you guys would be better off doing other things. Now I would also extend this to other ranked modes like King of the World, Soul Wars, maybe Culling games. I play King of the World a lot and I can't remember the last time I've gotten a skill box from one. I don't think I ever have. And I don't know. I don't play Soul Wars or Culling games enough to actually know. I usually just get absolute dog shit drops from them. So I can't vouch and say that they do or don't give skill boxes. But in my personal opinion, I don't think it's worth it. Next, we have raids. I believe these to be much more consistent than ranked, but I'm not gonna lie, I do not be doing raids like that anymore, so I can't say for certain. Out of the few that I have done, however, I've gotten at least one hog and one skill box, so the rates are definitely better than ranked. I think I've done less than 10, so I think it's worth going for. Now, as for some tips, it definitely does matter what race you are for this. Staying in your home server like Wandin, Hueco, or SS is a good way to guarantee that your faction wins, but I'm pretty sure like they don't start all the time, and if you want to win in servers like KT more often, then there are definitely right and wrong choices. If you want your faction to win in KT, then your best bet is to be a Soul Reaper, and if not, then you can choose a Rancor. Quincy's have a much smaller player base, and Fullbringers are just out of the question, since they're the weakest faction in the game and don't even have the true modes yet. They're currently the sorriest race in the game, so I would definitely hold off on really doing a lot with them. You're not going to benefit much. Once you've won, you want to see the rewards you get on your screen, and then you can run over to the loot boxes that drop. These also have a chance to have skill boxes. You just got to be fast enough to snatch it before the rest of the gremlins do. You can hit a couple niggas away, jump on people's heads and shit. Whatever the method you use, it's fair game. Now, once you've secured your generational skill box wealth from the loot boxes, I want you to head over to this baddie over here and talk to her. This NPC provides a raid market where you can trade in raid points for items. Pretty much everything she sells is complete garbage. However, the one useful thing that she provides are skill boxes. This is why you have to be a race that commonly wins raids, as you can only access the market if your race was the one that won the raid in your server. It's going to be pretty hard to find a KT server where Quincy's won. Raid points are definitely a lot more consistent if you're playing as a Soul Reaper or Rancor, so I highly recommend using one of those for this. And now for the final and probably the funniest way to get skill boxes. At the end of the day, some people are just luckier than you. They'll get the skill box out the drop first, they'll just get it dropped to them by winning the raid, and you might be left with nothing. And that means there's only one solution. If all else goes wrong, it's time to start jumping everybody in the lobby. Game is game. When push comes to shove, you gotta be about your bread. If you're under the suspicion that someone may be trying to smuggle their skill box out of the server, you gotta snatch it up for yourself. Hands must be thrown for you to gain what they have. And so in short, we basically went over 2 different ways that you can get your skill boxes, those being ranked and the other being raids. Now obviously within raids there was like a bunch of little other things that you could do, but generally raids is where I think the most come from. Now there is one other method that I will get into like really shortly, but I did just want to mention that I go on a little bit of a tangent here. because this part of the video wasn't scripted. I think you'll be able to tell. But for like in-game methods, those are pretty much like the only two ways how I've gotten skill boxes, at least. Like literally just 1s, 2s, and 3s, and then raids. That's all I've ever seen them. I don't think boss raids drop them anymore. I don't think you can get them anywhere else out of matchmaking. They can maybe be dropped by like world bosses, but I don't like. Nobody's doing that. I can't name you the last time someone has like actually killed a world boss, maybe besides Bawa Bawa. No one is touching Jadambo, bro. But yeah, that's pretty much all you can do for these elusive, stupid boxes as of right now. Honestly, the type soul economy is pretty messed up right now. I mean, it's really hard to get consumables. Like, I haven't gotten a single purple elixir, no power black elixirs, hog frags. I've not seen a single true hog or a hog frag besides the one I mentioned earlier in the video. And of course, you know, skill boxes and skill box choosers. Currently, these are some of the most valuable consumables in the game, or at the very least, if not valuable, they're extremely scarce. Like, I cannot find any of these for my life. Besides farming methods, I guess another thing you can do is trade for them, but that's only if you are like, you know, a really high elo player and you have a bunch of good drops to trade. Especially for skill box choosers, those are pretty high in value. They're a lot higher than, you know, I thought they were. Right now, I think I traded like a Stream of Ray for 2 skill box choosers. So, you know, it's all about like supply and demand. And, you know, really, I'm not sure if there's actually like a secret way that people are getting, you know, skill box choosing and skill boxes. Because one guy that I was trading with had a way bigger amount of skill boxes than, you know, I actually thought anybody would really have on them. Like, I think he had 40, which is absolutely insane. And so I gave him 3 streamer rays for 6 skill box choosers. But as a one final note, if you're wondering what that, you know, like past minute or 2 minutes of rant was and what it's for, clearly I need a lot of consumables like power black elixirs and obviously the skill box choosers and essences. And the reason I need all of these is because I think I'm going to actually start making some you know, actual gameplay videos of the game. And I definitely will be making, you know, a bunch of fun builds, as I definitely have in the past, because they're fun. And so I highly recommend you look forward to that. And I also highly recommend that you subscribe so you don't miss them. They'll be extremely fun videos to watch, and I most certainly will have fun making them. So stick around if you want to see some crazy ass builds. Anyways, hopefully they increase the rates on these skill boxes, because they're way too essential to a build to be this rare now. Now, if you just subscribe because you don't want to miss the next video, I will be uploading the next time I get a skill box drop. So look forward to December 18th, 2035.